location?
Yeah, my name is Ifai. I'm calling you from Enugu.
Ifai, you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning to the resource person there.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Lex, just like I've always told you, Obaseki is the cause of the problem in our state. Let me tell you, it's very clear. Just like the last caller, what the last caller I want to raise to you. I've made it known to you people, and I will continue to say, Obaseki is going to lose election in Edo State fully and well. Like whenever it's not like your person is saying that Putin maybe Oshomola have Kaju Izeyamo and say good thing about Obaseki. No, that is all about politics, even Western world. Politicians can say things today and turn it tomorrow. That is not, it has nothing to do with what politics is all about, because somebody can change today and the same time tomorrow and decide to change. Obaseki, since he decided not to respect the strategy of politics in Edo State, he's going to lose the election in Edo. And why? In every occupation, just like the lawyer there, what I know about lawyers is discipline and loyalty. You see, there's no respect. If there's no respect to your boss, if you do away respecting your boss, there's no way you can work. Just like in seminary, just like in military, you must respect your boss. If my senior there as a lawyer, if I go to his office, I must respect him as my boss. So basically decided not to respect his boss, respect the strategy of politics in a country.
I'm
so
sure
he's going to lose.
I'm sure you've run the race. You've run the race of your analysis. You have your say now. Thank you for your call. 080 0809-8888-925 and 0902-0020-925. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and location?
Patrick, I'm calling from Minnesota.
Patrick, you're welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Edo State, they should know that the federal government will use its power against them. And they are going to run them out from that office. That is what they are doing. You know again that the INEC is an extension of APC, and there's no way they can allow Obaseki to remain there. That is why they are causing trouble. So thank you, my brothers.
Thank you so much for your call, and we'll try to take some more messages from WhatsApp. Here we have Comrade Jeremiah Okore from United Arab Emirates. He says it's a surprising how APC would sack Oshomole and still be using him to cause political tension in Edo. Or does it mean Oshomole is doing a charity work for APC? We must tell those elite fanning embers of violence we know they are behind it, so they can allow for peace. That's how he put it. And another message here says, good morning all in the studio. Ikemefuna from Chimex from Usoka. So some of the behaviors of these politicians in Edo can only be compared with that of all right, come on, let's use language that we can say on radio here. He says he's blaming the governor for allowing 17 lawmakers, which was declared vacant by the speaker, will be allowed to gather in private location to say some things. Okay, your thoughts are clear on that. I think we'll come back to the studio. We'll take some more calls later. Dr. Desnaja, when we look at the situation, it looks like INEC are already setting the tone that if they don't like the vibe, that they will postpone the election. But how do you see any end in sight? Could all these have been avoided in Edo State from the onset?
Definitely, that could have been avoided because these are human beings who are always gauging the tempo of politics in their own state, in their own domain. They should have avoided this by, sometimes you have the Igbo philosophy is very rich. If a tree is so stubborn that it will always stand against the whirlwind,
all right,
it will be operated.
Just I will interrupt you for a minute. We have Barrister Chijiokabu on the line. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Alex. Good
Welcome.
morning, listeners. Good morning, eminent resource person.
Good morning, sir.
I'm sure you've been following our conversation. What's your take on the development in Edo State?
The development in Edo State is quite disturbing, as the analysts have said. But I want to add the dimension of resort to self-help. You see, when matters are turned into court, you allow the rule of law to take its course. When there is a proclamation by the governor concern is that I listened to one of the members of the pro-Shomale group, who is saying that the chief law officer of the Federation, the Honorable the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, gave an interpretation and wrote a letter that they can go back to the house and assert their rights. And I was wondering whether the Honorable Attorney General, with all due respect to his hallowed office, did not go beyond his bounds, because he's not a court, and it is even worse that he's doing it during the tendency of a matter in a court. So in addition to what my learned friend has said and what Dr. Desni Aja has said, I am saying that advisory by the Attorney General is most uncalled for and is an abuse of his powers under Section 174 of the Nigerian Constitution. That's no take. And I want to advise the parties to pull back in the interest of the Edo people. If they destroy Edo State, whom will they govern? Yes. That is the intervention I want to make.
All right.
But I've been enjoying the analysis.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chijokabo, for your insight on the program this morning. You were at the middle of answering the question, could all these have been avoided in Edo State from the onset? Dr. Desnaja.
Definitely, I thank Dr. Abo for coming in. He has always been a regular member of this team. You see, we outsiders who are observing this event are very much aware of the beginning, the face-off between the former national chairman of the APC, Adams Ali Oshomole, and then the governor of the state, who is now a candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Godwin Obaseki. Now, the issue is Adams Oshomole spoke about ending godfatherism in Edo State. He became national chairman and decided who should be his successor as governor of that state, and Obaseki emerged. Now, if he had kept to that idea of not hosting godfatherism on the Quebec governor, give him a free hand, let him choose those who you would like to work with. The chief executive, you jettisoned the influence of godfathers when you were governor, and you're now going to want to be godfather on another governor who has just succeeded you. If that had been done, the crisis would have been averted. On the other hand, if Godwin Obaseki had said, okay, the scenario in the Nigerian context is this, let me bend left or let me bend right, let us have peace in this state. Two certain lines, don't use confrontation, use dialogue between your so-called godfather and then yourself. The crisis would have been averted. If at the end of the primaries, when Obaseki was disqualified by the All Progressive Congress, if I had said, okay, let me take it in good faith, I belong to this party, I've held positions in government as a member of this party, I've served as governor for 4 years, let it be that we can give other people a chance. I am not the only person in those states. It has about 4 million population.
Well, are you saying that Obaseki shouldn't have run for another term, even though it is constitutionally allowed
he
to
has
do
the constitutional right. We're talking about certain things that would have happened to avert violence. Now, that was your question that I am answering.
Okay.
Now, if we had said, okay, let me take it this way. The party that made me governor has disqualified me. Let me go and rest. There would have been the scenario we witness right now will not be there. So these are the things we should begin to consider. Now, we can't always think of having it at all costs, and that is what is happening. Defection to another political party. First of all, it started with running in a minority House of Assembly, disenfranchising 14 out of 24 houses of state constituencies, and then running a kind of sole administratorship. Even the former deputy speaker had accused the governor of jettisoning the influence of the legislature, because he felt they were not actually they were negligible because of the number. And there is a court action which has been withdrawn by the former deputy speaker challenging the scenario in the state. Fine. So if all these things were avoided from the beginning, give and take, that is what it is. You know, sometimes one
opponent who won it and congratulated him. Like Disney said, I keep on also telling people, if you are going to vote me into any office, and I can't give you that thing why I contested that office in my first term, I don't even see any reason why you should ask me to come for a second term in the first place. I keep on saying it. Good thing, our little association, where I now head a branch, doesn't have provision for second tenure. Otherwise, if it has, God knows I will never ask for it, because I don't need it. Whenever anybody is voted to power, hit the ground running the very first day you are sworn in. Forget distractions, so that this issue of, if it is not that issue of clamoring for second tenure, like he said, if the people now who said, APC now said, no, we have screened you and we don't want you to come back a second term, he concedes, one, he will be a hero. Like Jonathan today is a hero. Wherever there is peace to be discussed in any part of the world, you call him. These are the kind of examples we want educated Nigerians who go into political office to emulate. Not that you must be there. But nonetheless, again, I also say that Edo has been, you know, bathing themselves in illegality, all of them. The governor, the House of Assembly, Attorney General now played into their hands by writing letter from what Abonanza. You know, that's why I said I want to be briefed on the development of that in the court. Now that the matter is in court, Attorney General has no such power. Even if Attorney General is the chief law officer of the state and says, don't even prosecute somebody, what you call enters a null prosecute, you still take that person back to the court for the court to now enter that judgment or null prosecute and tell the person to go. You don't even need to, you can't dismiss him in your office as an Attorney General. Never mind that you are the chief law officer of your state. One person stooping low to say, let it be this way. Is there Iyamu? We don't know his antecedents. We never know how he's going to come over, being his own governor. But you can see in Lagos State, it happened in Lagos State. We have such president. What is it? Ambode. Ambode didn't die. He lost his second term of bid, and he's still a human being in Lagos today. So what I'm saying is to avert the blood of innocent young adults who will never know what they will become in Nigeria tomorrow, because people are going to die. It is very, very certain. If they continue this way, people are going to die. So I simply advise that one person should shoot his sword so that there will be peace in that place and save the innocent souls.
So let's see if we can talk in one more call here on the program. Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and location? You're welcome.
I'm calling from Middle Manager.
You're welcome.
Okay, if you know happening in the people of black people, because the black man is everything to get power. And the plot is picking it, this way. All the parties are, getting power to get the power. So what I can say is that this goes down in left training for everybody. The incumbent governor will wish that if the federal government will, use their march, I don't think it is going anywhere. It's not going anywhere because the federal government is not going to allow you. So what I have to say is that everybody has to share discussion. Because it's like a family calling democracy and national democracy. No one is not democracy. We have to do the black money has to be taken when it comes to power and money.
All right.
So everybody has to be questioned. That's what I have to say.
Thank you. And on Facebook, let me quickly take maybe one or two messages. Cyprian Nicodemus Umbebu says that the rising tension in Edo State politics these days is because of the upcoming governorship election. But he's saying that we all know that Ashomole is the cause of it all, and they started in 2016. That's his opinion on the matter. Waziri Junior says, good morning to the guests. I think the present administration should as soon as possible end this political crisis ravaging Edo State, but nobody cares until human lives are lost. Gentlemen, we'll have to tie it up. Dr. Desnaja, in a minute, what will be the way out?
the way out is sheathe the sword. Be philosophical in your response to all these things. Both parties, both sides of the divide, should begin to think more of Edo than of themselves. And then the Federal Security Agencies, already the State Commissioner of Police has accepted the new arrangement by welcoming the governor, the new speaker, Adesedoro, and then assuring him of protection. And the same thing with DSS and others. So, and then you can also not ignore the letter from the Attorney General of the Federation. So, as it stands now, what we call for, what I personally call for, is that reason should prevail so that lives will not be lost. Okay. We are heading towards that, and that is unfortunate.
It's okay then.
Yes, I think the only thing I would tell the PDP in Edo State is to beware of the article treatment, because you might even end up winning the election and end up losing the election. And Alex, like I also told you, I'm surprised that you didn't send me a correlated message on my Thanksgiving that's coming up next tomorrow. You failed to send it. Dream FM failed to send it. I would definitely sue Dream FM for that. So listen, because of the coronavirus and the social distancing, we're inviting limited number of people. So I can only invite you and Alex and okay. I don't invite anyone. I don't invite
you. Tell us that you don't have enough rights.
No, that's the
issue that PDP itself is incredible. 91 world chairmen are distancing themselves from the Obaseki campaign. See, these are issues we don't actually understand.
So, all right, those will be the matters. Yes. These are issues that we'll discuss another day. Very many thanks, Barrister Nadime Ofokansi. These days occasions are held on Zoom, but don't worry, we'll come around and observe social distance. Thank you.